And I want you to know how deeply grateful I am for the opportunities that I had. But I tell that story for a second reason, and that is that I am worried that my story is a story embedded in time. I grew up in an America that was investing in kids, an America that was investing in the future, and we have turned in a different direction. So the way I see this story is the story really starts with the heroes who are my grandparents and the grandparents and great-grandparents of many of you in this room. It starts during the Great Depression. It starts at a very hard time in America's history, but a time when we as a people measured who we are, and we made the decision in a very dark hour to invest in ourselves, to invest in our kids, to invest in our future. Now, we did that in three basic ways. We invested in education, big time. Over that next 50 years, everything from Project Head Start to community colleges, technical training, and universities, GI Bill and NDEA loans. We invested in education and training because we believed a better educated, better trained workforce creates opportunities for all of us. We invested in infrastructure. We invested in roads and bridges and water and sewer and a national power grid and a national highway system. Why? Because we didn't know what the next cool business was going to be. We didn't know who was going to start it. But we were pretty sure you were going to need to be able to plug in. You were going to need for customers to be able to get to you, and you were going to need to get your goods to market. So the idea was we all invested together in creating the conditions so those businesses could flourish, people could get good jobs from those businesses, and we would all have a better future. That was our investment. And we invested in basic research, in medical research, in scientific research, in technological research. Why? We thought that if we built a big pipeline of ideas, we didn't know who would use it, in what way, what new businesses it would create, what things it would cure, but we believed a big pipeline of ideas was going to create opportunities for all of us. So we made those three investments, and I want to make it clear, they paid off, and they paid off big. So here's what happens. You look at basically the 50 years following the Great Depression, year over year, adjusted for inflation, GDP keeps climbing. And two other things keep climbing: union membership and median family income. In other words, as our country got richer, our families got richer. And as our families got richer, our country got richer. It worked for all of us. That was how the half century after the Great Depression worked. And then, about 30 years ago, we turned in a different direction. People who don't believe in our future attacked unions. They attacked teachers. They attacked collective bargaining. They attacked pensions. They attacked the fundamentals of a working family. And now, what kind of world do we live in? Well, after 30 years of that, we now live in a world in which China is investing 9% of its GDP in infrastructure. They are trying to build a future. Europe is investing 5% of its GDP in infrastructure. Here in the United States, we're at 2.4% and trying to figure out how to cut it. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, at 2.4%, we not only don't build a future, we don't even maintain a present. And basic research, that big pipeline of ideas. Over the last 45 years, we have cut our investment in that big pipeline of ideas by more than half. that doesn't create more opportunities and expand